When it comes to the cleanest air and water, New Delhi is without a doubt at the bottom of the list.
Hundreds of devotees are taking a dip in a river covered in thick foam.
For most of the year, river water is covered in toxic foam, and the concentration of fine particles in the air is 23 times higher than the safe limit. Petare is a massive slum in Caracas, Venezuela, home to around 30,000 people. Residents face unsanitary conditions and crime on a daily basis. At first glance, the idea of tourist tours through this area might seem absurd, but they provide income for locals. Petare emerged as a result of an economic crisis that led to a sharp divide in society. The wealthy neighborhoods of Caracas are just meters away from the rundown plywood structures of the slums. The Shibuya crossing in Tokyo is famous for its incredible pedestrian congestion. Opened in 1973, it allows several thousand people to cross the street at the same time. Viewed from above, it looks like a human ant colony. It has become a true attraction for both tourists and locals, and it often appears in films and TV shows. Residents of these houses in Naples live with constant noise, dirt, and an ever-present sense of danger. They endure car horns 24/7, the smell of exhaust fumes, and the vibrations from the massive viaduct structure overhead. Accidents happen regularly. Brackets break, cracks appear, and rainwater leaks into the buildings, damaging facades and seeping into apartments. For most residents, moving out isn't an option. Alternatives to living under the bridge are either too expensive or hard to come by. In 2023, piles of rotting garbage filled the streets of London. Sanitation workers went on strike after management rejected a proposed pay raise. Business owners were forced to dispose of trash themselves, spending large amounts of money in the process. Since no effective measures are being taken, New Delhi remains one of the most polluted cities on Earth.
Millions of people are struggling while the government tries to find a solution.
The chief ministers of Punjab and Delhi say they're doing all they can to tackle pollution, but are calling on federal and state governments to work together.
Lagos, Nigeria is known for two things that leave a strong impression. First, the traffic. With a population of 22 million, the city is massively overcrowded. Every day, over 8 million people commute in 5 million vehicles, all trying to squeeze through a tiny road network. On average, residents spend 1,560 hours a year stuck in traffic. Second, not far from the city lies Makoko, also known as the Venice of Africa. It's essentially a slum right in the Atlantic Ocean. Once a quiet fishing village, It's now home to about 200,000 people. Life here is cheap. There's no need to pay for land, and you can survive by fishing. Due to rising rents and increasing immigration, the housing crisis in the U.S. is at an all-time high. In nowhere is that more obvious than in Skid Row, a neighborhood in downtown Los Angeles. More than 4,000 homeless people live here permanently. Since the 1930s, it has had the highest concentration of homeless individuals in the world. The area spans 50 city blocks, with sidewalks completely covered by tents. Even the police don't come here unless they're called. Out in the desert near Dubai lies a supercar graveyard, baking in 40 degrees Celsius heat. La Paz is the de facto capital of Bolivia. Located 3,600 meters above sea level, it's the highest capital city in the world. Its outskirts are a chaotic sprawl of homemade buildings built from cheap bricks and sheet metal. Despite economic growth, the city's infrastructure remains weak, with ongoing problems in transportation and access to clean water. Urban chaos is made worse by poor planning and a lack of safety. Narrow alleys and disorganized neighborhoods make it hard to get around, and constant traffic jams complicate daily life. The Lizaba station in Chongqing is a unique architectural project where a monorail passes straight through a residential building. It was built together with the apartment complex to minimize noise and vibration for the residents. Not everyone would want to live there, but that hasn't stopped the station from becoming a popular tourist attraction. In the Chinese city of Zhuzhou, an entire block of luxury cottages stands on the roof of a shopping mall. These houses have sparked heated debates for decades. Local authorities insist the structures are illegal, while city residents are convinced that they violate building codes. Either way, the mysterious rooftop villas have become a well-known local landmark, especially online, where they continue to fuel intense discussions. You'll find every luxury car brand imaginable, but all of them are buried under thick layers of dust. Some were abandoned by bankrupt entrepreneurs who fled the country. Others were simply left behind by rich owners who didn't bother selling them. These cars are auctioned off for next to nothing, and some even end up being used as police vehicles. Mumbai can confidently be called a city of contrasts. Right next to the skyscrapers lie the world's largest slums, the Dharavi district. The population density here exceeds 277,000 people per square kilometer, making Dharavi one of the most densely populated areas in the world. Despite the massive number of residents, there's no real infrastructure. Even access to drinking water is limited. But at least the younger generation is getting a decent education, and with it, a ticket out of Dharavi. The Gazipur landfill near New Delhi, India's capital, is known as the Mount Everest of trash. It stands 72 meters high. About 2,000 tons of garbage are dumped here every day, as nearly 8 million people live nearby and suffer from the unbearable smell. Opened in 1984, the landfill reached its capacity in 2002, but local authorities continue to dump waste here. The Monster Building in Hong Kong is a popular attraction and a filming location for many movies. But its media fame has an ugly side. This building is a clear example of Hong Kong's housing crisis, where residents are crammed into microscopic living spaces. Housing prices in New York are among the highest in the world, forcing apartment seekers to accept whatever they can find. This micro apartment is one of those options. In 24 square meters, you'll find everything you need to live, but you can forget about having guests over. Some see this as a home of the future, while others see it as a sign of deepening social inequality. The Burj Al Babas residential complex in Turkey is a textbook case of grand plans gone wrong. Built in a picturesque area, this vast development consists of hundreds of half-finished miniature castles, straight out of a fairy tale. The project was designed as a luxury resort for millionaires from the Middle East, and each castle was priced at $500,000. But luck turned on the investors. A sharp drop in oil prices cut into the income of potential buyers, and the financial crisis that followed caused the Turkish currency to crash. The company behind the project went bankrupt, leaving the construction unfinished. In the end, the castle stood empty and lifeless. China's urban villages are remnants of old rural settlements tucked between modern skyscrapers. They are mainly inhabited by migrant workers living in poverty and poor conditions. The streets are narrow, the apartment buildings are run down, and lighting is minimal. There are also constant problems with water supply, electricity, and sewage. These villages emerged during China's rapid urbanization, when state institutions failed to provide adequate housing for people moving in from the countryside.